I'm Sarah Gore, and this is Open House NYC. We have got a great show for you this week, featuring homes that are memorable and dramatic from both coasts. From the truly historical in Brooklyn to the ultra-modern in Bel Air, the custom-built in Studio City to this repurposed former church right across the river in Jersey City that you are not going to want to miss.
This home is truly a melding of our two lives.
Tom and I repurposed our single lives and came together as partners, and
3 years ago, we decided this was it.
Welcome to Open House NYC. We have got a great show for you this week, and we are getting started just across the Hudson in Jersey City, which is definitely in the midst of an architectural revival. And the home of designers Paul Mello and Tom Walco is a perfect example of this revitalization. Take a look.
hello, my name is Paul Mello, partner at 4th Street Studio.
And I'm Tom Walco.
Welcome to our home in Jersey City. So our home has a theme of repurposing. We live in a building that used to be a church, which is now repurposed as 9 living spaces for 9 different families. Tom and I repurposed our single lives and came together as partners and merged our worlds. Me coming from interior design, Tom coming from fashion.
We felt that this space was the most unique that could house all of our collections. So 3 years ago, we decided this was it.
When you first enter our apartment, you're walking into essentially the western bell tower of the church. It's a brick foyer which has an important stained glass window from Innsbruck, Austria. We thought it was the perfect location for my collection of religious icons, stone geodes, and an Indian Tree of Life panel. We envisioned the experience of ascending the staircase into the apartment as a cleansing experience, so that when you enter, you have all of this good energy supporting you and behind you.
As you enter the apartment, you're immediately taken by the vaulted ceilings and the Gothic columns, which really we felt would create the perfect backdrop for most of our collections.
The decisions on the furnishings were totally informed by the existence of the Gothic arches. The height of the sofa is commensurate with the bottom of the arches, and the loops in the arms of the deco chairs mimic the shape of the same arches.
And to balance all the curved shapes, we brought in more of these hard-edge shapes in the Milo Bauman coffee table and the Fornasetti column chest. So not only is this room about straight lines and curves, it's really about modern and vintage.
Since we have 24-foot high ceilings, we were able to add a loft to the space, which you reach via this spiral staircase.
Up here we have a dining area and a library.
The carpet invites you to get on the floor and get cozy. It's all silk and all shag and all delicious. So one of the things that's integral to my design aesthetic is to incorporate the handmade and the handcrafted. This Louise dining table designed by French architect Paul Mathieu, and it's hand-carved teak wood that's completely coated with copper sheeting and hand-applied with thousands of little nails. The chairs that worked best with it happen to be 1970s Danish rosewood chairs, which complement the other rosewood pieces in the space.
So up here in the ceiling of the loft, it looks like we have portholes, but they were actually stained glass windows of the original church, which were removed when the church became deconsecrated. So also from up here, you have the view of the modern window downstairs that gives you a really beautiful, clear picture of the rosette in the front of the church. So when you enter the principal bedroom, you're engulfed in a very calm color palette, which consists of navies and taupes and browns.
Actually, navy blue is Tom's favorite color, and that is how we decided on this carpet that's in the bedroom. which is called plaid and is a weaving tour de force.
So due to the high volume of light that comes through the back windows, we decided that we needed a dramatic drape. So we decided to mix textures here. We have a velvet-edged, indigo-dyed, rough-hewn textile that we created into drapes.
The bed was designed by a dear friend of mine, Kirsten Brandt Casey, and it is upholstered in a chocolate brown wool sateen fabric.
The principal bedroom is one of our favorite spaces in the house.
We really love spending time there.
This home is truly a melding of our two lives.
We hope you enjoyed how we integrated our collections into this thoughtfully repurposed space. Thanks for coming.
Well, that home was definitely memorable, and not just with the architecture, but in their curated decor. And speaking of memorable, the sheer size of this next property in Bel Air is jaw-dropping. But you will have to stick around. We'll see you in just a bit. Welcome back to Open House NYC. Now we visit this jaw-dropping estate with designer, lifestyle expert, and TV personality Breegan Jane. Dubbed Unica and modeled after a Spanish villa, but supersized, it is a place, as its name suggests, that truly is one of a kind. See why.
Hi, I'm Breegan Jane and welcome to Unica. This was a 2-year project that we have been designing over 41,000 square feet, 8 bedrooms and 21 bathrooms. We are at the heart of Beverly Hills overlooking the Santa Monica Mountains. The views were the first thing we wanted you to experience when you first came into this home. You know you're in the heart of sunny Southern California. Indoor-outdoor living was a focus from the beginning of the development of this property. As you walk through the front door, you are greeted with a beautiful seating waiting area, and just beyond that, a bar where you can enjoy a cocktail while you wait for the homeowner. Just beyond the waiting area is a formal dining room adjacent to the staircase that takes you to every level of this home. This level also houses the main kitchen for when you feel like cooking, and the adjacent chef's kitchen for when you don't. And running the whole length of this floor is a balcony, allowing you to enjoy California's indoor-outdoor living. It's time to be entertained. We are gonna go down one more level to where the pool is and have a little fun. As soon as your foot touches the landing, you're greeted by a bridge which encompasses multiple elements. On the left of our bridge, there is a fireplace that is balanced out by a 2-story waterfall. As you walk out onto that main pool, the waterfall edge is what truly connects you to those outdoor spaces. Seemingly endless over the Santa Monica Mountains, all you see are trees within sight. That's what we call relaxation. And now that you've had a little too much fun outside, it's time to go downstairs and recover. There's a reason we call the lowest level the wellness floor, and that's because it has everything you need to recover. Here you'll find the professional basketball court, the wellness bar with a custom resin countertop, a saltwater Olympic-sized lap pool, and of course the spa to complete your rest and relaxation. But let's not forget the soaking tub, perfect for an ice bath. Thank you for joining us at Unica. This has been a 2-year passion project of design, details, and customization to every inch of this home. I'm so happy we were able to take you inside all of the intricacies of this property. Come again.
That home just feels like it would be the gift that just keeps on giving. If, of course, you are lucky enough to live there. Stick around. Coming up after the break, we are in Brooklyn to tour this true living piece of American history. We will be right back. Welcome back. Now we're in the Madison neighborhood of Brooklyn for a tour of this one-of-a-kind, lovingly preserved homestead built in the 18th century. It's a true step back into New York's history. See why.
Hi, I'm Ira Mont. Welcome to the Wyckoff Bennett Mont Homestead in Brooklyn, New York. Built prior to 1766 by the Wyckoff family. It was a 100-acre farm here in Brooklyn. In 1835, the Wyckoffs sold the house and the farm to the Bennett family. In 1983, the widower of the last Bennett sold the house to my parents, Stuart and Annette Mont. That makes the Mont family only the third family to ever own and live in the home in almost 260 years. When the city gridded out the streets in the late 1800s and early 1900s, eminent domain prevailed, and it was move it or lose it. This house was situated not this way, but this way, looking out onto the 100-acre farm. The kitchen was in the middle of East 22nd Street. The house was lifted, rotated, and set in its current position on a newly built basement and foundation. The 100-acre farm was slowly sold off with a half an acre of property remaining, the farmhouse and a barn still situated on it. Wandering around the half acre, you sometimes feel like you've stepped into another world with its trees, ivy lawn, and grapevines. It really is like having your own private park. As you approach the house, walking up the center path, you are struck with the typical Dutch colonial front porch. The main front door of the house is the original Dutch door, as are all the shutters on the house. During Revolutionary times, you were taxed on the number of windows you had in your house. You might notice in the Dutch door the bullseye glass. Those bullseye windows allowed for sunlight in the main hall without incurring a tax. Walking into the main entry hall sets the tone for the rest of the house. A lovely cabinet holds many first editions and lots of old study books. Also in the main hall are 4 portraits. 2 are of the Ryders, who were in-laws to the Bennett family. The other 2 are of Cornelius Bennett and his wife, the Bennetts that actually bought the house from the Wyckoff family in 1835. Off the main entry hall are 2 parlors, which we call the formal parlor and the informal parlor. Each parlor is a double parlor, one with a fireplace and one without. The family would take coals from the fire into the parlor without the fireplace, which was their sleeping quarters, and warm themselves with those coals. And we have one of those coal warmers still in the house. The tiles around the fireplace are all from the time of the building of the house. The corner tiles are actually original to when the fireplace was built. The fireplace in the formal parlor even has built-ins for those traditional Dutch pipes. The 4 parlors and the center entrance hall make for a wonderful space, room to live, work, and a great place to entertain. The first battle of the Revolutionary War was the Battle of Brooklyn, and at the end of the battle, Hessian soldiers who were fighting on the side of the British pounded on the door and demanded to be put up for the night with their servants. While they were here, they scratched their names into 2 panes of glass. As you leave the informal parlor, you enter the kitchen hallway, where the panes of glass with the graffiti from the Hessian soldiers are on display. One of those soldiers was M. Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach's great-nephew. Also on display in the hallway is a proclamation from the king, which asked you to turn in neighbors who were against the crown for a reward of 300 pounds. The kitchen combines modern convenience and historical charm. Originally, the kitchen had an attic space above it, very traditional for Dutch colonial houses. We didn't need that kind of storage space, so my father opened it up, creating a cathedral ceiling. And he fashioned the kitchen counter out of some of those planks. All around you can see the original details, like the underside of the shingles on the roof, the beams, and the brickwork for the fireplace. My parents were always lovers of old homes and antiques, but the thing that convinced them to buy this house was a quote from Gertrude Bennett's book, Living in a Landmark. I often wonder about the future of our house and pray that those after us will love it as we do and respect it for its own personality. That's also my hope for the new owners of the Wyckoff Bennett Mont homestead. I hope you've enjoyed taking this tour with me.
Coming up in just a few, we see how this designer created gallery-like spaces in his client's East Side home. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now we're with artist and designer Layden Lewis in the Turtle Bay section of Manhattan. Layden used his client's vast art collection as his inspiration and created the minimalist aesthetic of an art gallery with an easy flow between spaces. Take a look.
Hello, I'm Layden, and I am the owner of Layden Lewis Design Studio in interior and architectural design. I initially thought, what if we completely took concepts of gallery spaces in Soho and Chelsea and brought it uptown and integrated into a high-rise building on the Upper East Side. I'd love to show you what I've done. The living room was really a place where the owners could come, share an intimate moment, and enjoy their beautiful art collection. The quality of the interior design here is not like normally putting together what is a conventional scheme. The decor is predicted by the items that they've collected and accumulated over time. So this sofa is a sculptural piece. You can see that we have the Blade table with 3 levels by Pierre Chareau. We have the Joyful Yellow Chair by Charles Ray Eames. The coffee table, and actually a pedestal for one of their significant pieces of sculpture, happen to be these African-inspired solid oak sculptural stools. Between the living room and the bedroom, there's actually a clear clerestory that returns on an L shape that's clear glass. And though it's visually connected, it is actually physically separated through the use of clear glass. In the bedroom, I wanted to continue the same design concept used throughout the entire space with clean, modern lines and efficient use of space. One of the requirements for the apartment was the availability that all surfaces could possibly hang art. That said, I designed large sliding wall surfaces that conceal storage while still being able to hang art. As an interior designer, I really pride myself on working with my clients collaboratively. Introducing museum quality pieces of art into the residences and the spaces that I design, it's really, really inspiring. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen here.
Stick around. Just after the break, we are heading to Studio City to check out this California home with architecture that embraces its natural surroundings. Welcome back. Now we're at a residence in Studio City designed by architect David Thompson of Assemblage. It's nestled between lush canyons and offers an ideal everyday escape.
Hello, my name is David Thompson and I'm the founder and principal of Assemblage, and welcome to the Laurel Hills residence. The driving concept behind this home was to blur the lines between indoor and outdoor. This single-story home is composed of 3 pavilions connected by a series of glass hallways, featuring simple and unaffected materials such as western red cedar, charcoal-painted cement board, and a lot of glass. As in all our residential projects, we look beyond the confines of the house to the perimeter of the site in order to pull the living experience outward. Well, the living room really exemplifies the ethos of the house. The connectivity to the outdoors is evident as the living and dining room can fully be opened on both sides to create a connection between the courtyard and the rear yard. When the living room is completely open, the various seating arrangements and outdoor rooms allow for seamless connectivity between the spaces. The furniture pieces are in complete harmony with the ecosystem of the architecture. Continuing on into the master bedroom culminates the experience by creating a private and secluded oasis that is truly one with its surroundings. Waking up in the master is like waking up from a beautiful dream. The built-in seating and custom-designed bed provide a peaceful respite from the rest of the house. And to complement the master bedroom, the master bathroom evokes a spa-like experience. The skylight in the shower floods the entire bathroom with light, which is highlighted along the undulating surface of the wall tile. The marble tub surround and thick marble countertops create a tranquil retreat. Now the outside is something you have to experience. The 40-foot-long pool and ample yard space create a series of outdoor rooms for outdoor entertaining that seamlessly interact with all of the public spaces of the interior of the house. Included in our landscape proposal, my wife was adamant about having a vegetable garden. We have a small raised Corten planter that has tomatoes, cucumbers, and zucchinis. And with an extensive backyard like this, why not? Thanks for joining me today. That concludes our tour of the Laurel Hills residence. I enjoyed spending time with you, and I hope to see you here again soon.
Thanks for watching. Like what you see on the show? Well, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We have so many more beautiful homes to share. It's all about love. Share these homes, you know?